Alrighty, so we're back at the Slover Library in the studio, and we met a new friend at the library. Tell the world who you are.
My name is Anthony Nixon. I just recently got here from Jacksonville, Florida,
Okay.
by way of Colorado Springs. I had originally gone there for the legalization business back in 2012.
The legalization business?
Yeah, the whole legalization business of legalizing marijuana
Okay.
for the purposes that they did. And we all thought it was going to be like recreational. It turned out to be what it did, but it was still all good. And so I was out there for about 12 years.
So what was like the leading piece? Like what role did you play? Did you say, hey, it should be legalized and this is why? Were you advocating in some other way?
It wasn't anything like that. I was just a stoner going out there to,
Support.
right, support that situation in a manner of speaking. But from the heart, I saw it as a milestone.
Okay.
And I also saw it as an opportunity to be like, hitting dumpsters, you know what I mean? Because they throwing out a lot of pot.
Yeah.
Right. So that's mostly what the
So
homeless
they're throwing all the weed in the dumpster so people can go in there?
Well, I mean, like, they were hashing out pot, and it's still good after it's been hashed out. Plus, you got sometimes pot that's been done like mechanically or whatever, and so there's
like
still
synthetic
good
marijuana?
No, I mean it's been done like handled mechanically instead of by people, and so because the place is so big, and so you got a lot of really good pot that hasn't been hashed out. A lot of guys know about that. So that's really something that the homeless were really doing big time. And they do that more than likely in most dispensary states.
Yeah.
But, I was really about coming off of hard drugs in 2007.
Okay.
And I was with my dad in Florida from 7 to 12. Because I hadn't been like messing with crack since like 88 to like 2008. Right. So I had come off. When I came off, I discovered in 2008 psychedelic ambient music.
Okay.
Something I didn't know about.
Right.
And I found it out when I was checking out some crop circles, a video on crop circles. I found out about these people, and it just blew my mind, but nobody wanted to really hear this music. I guess they were so sold on the music our nation listens to, And so I left there in Florida and went to Colorado because I figured if I'm going to be smoking bud, I'm going to be listening to some good music. I got off involved in like progressive trance music, psychedelic ambient music.
Yeah, I never heard of that. So is it people get like a euphoria just listening to it?
Dude.
Or are you supposed to get high and then listen to it?
Well, most people, the commenters will say, yeah, I'm stoked right now listening to it. Most will say you don't even need drugs because it's true you don't. The main reason is because this music is made with a music scale other than the diatonic music scale. It's called the solfeggio music scale.
Okay, point this towards you. Yeah,
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the solfeggio music scale.
Okay.
And we use the diatonic music scale today. And by that, I mean, that whole do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti and do was added later, I found out. But anyway, the original solfeggio music scale, it's a 6-tone sequence of electromagnetic frequencies that are in keeping with the resonances of the chakras, each one of them.
The chakras?
Right, the chakra resonances,
okay.
Right, each one of them. Okay, so you're dealing with states of mind, states of consciousness. So any music made with,
it's cool.
Okay, any music made with this scale is frequency-wise better to listen to on the ears as you're dealing with also with binaural beats.
Yeah.
You're also dealing with, super kick-ass like
I'm gonna grab this thing.
Music synthesizers. Plus, you're dealing with shamanic sounds. That's another thing too.
Shamanic sounds.
Yeah, shamanic sounds.
Okay.
You're dealing with angelic vocals, and plus, you got people that have been to South America and have taken DMT and have gone back to their country and made a CD based on their DMT experience. You got that was going on. But also this music that was from underground in the late 90s, It made it to the surface when YouTube came online in 2005. Mm-hmm. Now, I discovered this in 2008.
Wow.
So it's almost like God gave me something, like, for finally standing up with him too, coming off of crack. And the music has been with me ever since to this day.
Could you educate me a bit on the experience with crack? I don't know if you ever had experience with DMT also.
No.
But
crack, yes.
So what's the experience like using crack?
You just get like this, like something that's almost similar to like smoking spice, where everything gets super quiet, like so super quiet, and you're so paranoid, and you can be in a safe space, but yet, there still is this homage you're going to pay to the paranoia, because that part of your brain is affected.
Wow, so you pay homage to paranoia. Wow.
Paranoia, just like you would to fear if you smoked spice.
Okay.
Okay, right. And I remember spice from like 2013. That's not what I would consider to be a high. That's a fear.
Yeah.
Crack is also a fear.
It's like hyper paranoia. I've seen people using spice. People that were actually close to me use spice, and it actually kind of scared me watching their experience, because I didn't quite understand what was happening. I thought everything they were scared of was real and rational for a moment. But yeah, it's scary to see.
Yeah, it lowers your blood pressure, I think.
Yeah.
It lowers your blood pressure so much that I think I understand what them people are going through behind insulin, when they don't get their insulin and they start getting loopy. The amount of time I spent on it, there's a euphoric high going on with it that's,
And you said you quit?
Well, yeah, I quit, but it's only because I almost got my head taken off. That's why,
What
I
happened?
mean, like, I was messing around on the West Coast, and I just made too many enemies in the same neighborhood. And, like, the series of events let me know, hey, it was time to get the hell out of Seattle and away from crack, seriously, because I know I had made a lot of enemies. And one day I went back to a spot that I had spent the weekend away from, because I went to an area called UW.
UW. Okay.
Right, okay. And I that's an area we alternate between, because there's shelters out there for the homeless. Some of these churches act as shelters over the weekend. So I went there as opposed to, like, getting away from the downtown area. And I came back on like Sunday or Monday. There was tape there that the police generally put up that says "Do not cross," but the whole area was just sealed off. Found out somebody had got shot that night.
Wow.
Now, I knew from several personal experiences with people in the neighborhood behind going in their garbage, or trying to haul off with something that wasn't garbage, or just plain stealing and thieving and stuff. I knew that I knew.
Of course.
The Spirit told me.
So you had to get out of there. You knew that it was going to get dangerous, and you already made some enemies.
Right.
I mean, that's a wise move, brother. So I commend that you made that decision.
But it was at that time in my life when I knew that I knew I did not want to be on crack anymore.
Okay.
It took that.
How easy was it? So I know in Seattle there's like a lot of freedom to partake in drugs. How hard was it, or how easy was it to get crack in Seattle?
It was just easy. Just go up Jackson Avenue from downtown, and then black people is up there like they are in every town. Catering to the devil, playing Dr. Kevorkian games with the public.
I've essentially learned, like, apparently when I talk to people from all over America, they say, yeah, if you need anything, just start going to the bus stops. And usually people, you talk to people smoking blunts, and the people that do cocaine, and then people do crack, and you find eventually whatever you need.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Especially in Colorado. I'm going to tell you, in Colorado, it's like, you would swear every white kid out there is on crank. It's like nothing.
You said crank?
Crank.
Crank.
Yeah, like ice.
Okay.
Okay, now, I've been to other places, and the kids don't seem like they're all on crack, just a certain type of an adult.
Yeah.
But when it comes to crank,
right?
Oh my God,
the kids are doing it. Yeah.
Every kid is like involved with crank. It's like, what is this?
So when you see somebody, how can you tell this person's on crank?
Well, for one, they do an enormous amount of talking.
Okay.
That's for one thing. Now, admittedly, I know from not having people to talk with, you can be very talkative behind something like not having people like such as yourself to converse with, or on coffee, or if you don't need a cigarette. Or if you need a cigarette and you ain't got a cigarette, then yes, you're going to be talking. But those people, there's a certain way they come across that tells you this person's on crank for sure, right?
Okay, so
and plus they're very rude, very, very, very rude.
Okay, wow.
Extremely rude. Right.
I would expand more into this, but I want to make sure that we cover your topic you spoke about outside, about Bill Gates you'd have to remind me entirely, but what's going on with Bill Gates?
Okay, Bill Gates is known to have come up with a mosquito that takes care of whatever mosquito problem they had in Florida at one time. It's about using CRISPR-Cas9 technology in order to, fix that situation so that you come up with your version of a particular of this particular insect that will do what you want it to do. Okay, well, something like that was the case. That happened. Okay, and in this particular interview that Maria Z that's spelled with 3 E's, Maria Z was discussing on the Lone Tick Star. She was saying how Bill Gates, it's in paperwork that Bill Gates was involved with this new type of Lone Star tick.
Wow.
Okay. Right. Now, so you can get the information on that for sure now. It's not like these people are just making
So
this
what
stuff.
is it? What is a Lone Star tick? What does it do?
Okay, this Lone Star tick, I didn't know much about ticks other than that. I think something to do with...
They bite you and suck your blood. They're a nuisance for sure, but
Yeah,
I would assume
parasite,
the
yeah.
Lone Star does more.
Right. Now, I didn't know nothing about the Lone Star tick or ticks or anything like that. I just was always thinking about, like, mosquitoes and gnats and flies, shit that pissed me off. Okay, so I'm thinking about, I don't like DEET because I know DEET is not really cool for the skin.
So what do you think would be the motive? Why would they create these ticks that have this effect on people? What's the reason?
Yeah, I thought about that too. These people saying in the World Economic Forum, they wanted us eating bugs and living in pods, if you recall.
No, I don't recall.
Okay, well, the World Economic Forum was all the rage at one time. Carl Schwab, I think that's his name, and what they ultimately wanted for us, which was in keeping with UN agenda and all that kind of stuff. And they brought up something to do with the type of food they wanted us eating. The guy that shows up on THC radio called Ice Age Farmer, Christian Brooks, Westbrook. He talked about fake meat that they would have for us since 1930. They wanted plans.
They being who?
I'm sorry, the Rockefellers.
The Rockefellers,
right.
okay.
The Rockefellers had plans to come up with fake meat since the 30s.
And right now,
synthetic meat.
I see it in the news right now. FDA just cleared synthetic meat. Is that right?
Right. Okay, yeah. Right. Now one of the problems with this synthetic meat I found out from Mike Adams as well as from the brother that does Woodward TV, very good uploader, is that this meat is made from cancer cells.
Really? Wow.
Right. And once you get into that and find out what's going on with that, it'll blow your mind. Right. So a lot of places ban this.
Do you think it's quite interesting that, I know the current administration with Trump, they pretty much fired a lot of people that were a part of the FDA. And now there's so many issues with the food. We have like lettuce that's dangerous to eat. It gives people like messes with their stomach. Now we're having fake meat being approved by the FDA. Do you think the administration has any effect on this?
When you say, do I think the administration has any effect on this? I mean, do you think that they're behind this, do you mean?
Yeah, like I just wonder if it's so much of a coincidence, you know what I mean? Trump fired a lot of the people that were, I think they're putting so many more regulations on the FDA, and they're pretty much saying it's not necessary, you know what I mean? And now we have all these issues for them.
Okay, yeah. See, the Food Levi is really part of a weaponized food program and has been that way for a long time, especially with regards to McDonald's. Because what you're looking at are ingredients like aspartame, you're looking at MSG, you're looking at maltodextrin at the top of the list, you're looking at food dyes, you're looking at things that cause cancer.
Poison put in
basically,
the body.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And what I just recently found out, you're not going to believe this, but corn syrup is actually processed with, wait for it, mercury. Right. This came up in an interview with Dr. Robert Jacoby and Greg Carwood on THC Radio. Again, the Higher Side Chats on sugar. It's the one on sugar. And it blew me away. And then the guy said there's another way to process corn syrup, but the people behind it all choose to do it the way they're doing it because it's about go F off and die.
Wow.
It has always been about that because the people behind it, you see what I'm saying, they got a problem with the Western world. I found that out. Now, one of the best uploads you can ever listen to that will educate you on why is called Europa. Europa, The Last Battle. I went to Max Egan's website called The Crow House. You click that and then you get the square box is like green, and you look on the bottom to your right, it says recommended viewing. Click it, and then you'll see a list of things. At the very top will be Europa, the last battle. Click it, and you'll see flags. Click the United States flag for English, and the first one you get, from the first to the third or fourth, will go through like an Indiana Jones movie. But it will tell you who owns all the newspapers, who's behind all the industries, who's poisoning the water, why there's fluoride in the water, why is there this and that in the water, and why are we seemingly at war, why is the UN agenda this, that, and the other. It will tell you.
Really? Wow.
It will educate you like nobody's business.
So what's some more things that you've discovered? So like who is behind all these things? Who owns all these companies? Who is it?
It's the same people that were behind the October Revolution from 1917 to 1957. Something I didn't know about. Did you ever know about that?
Never heard of it.
Okay, me neither. I'm just like you. I may be the age that I am, but I'm just like you. It's like, who really knows about that? Okay, it's like the Holocaust, only it's called the Holodomor. It involved the people that were living in the UK from 1917 to 1957 that were Christian Europeans. Okay, 66 million of these people got killed over 40 years at the hands of these people that were called Bolsheviks, that were funded by these very people that we're dealing with today, whose bloodline involves the owning of these newspapers, these televisions, news deals, and got all the money buying people. Those people are behind this, because everybody here in the Western world, I found out, is considered Amalek to these people, or Goyim.
So, okay, this happened in forgive me, you said the UK?
Yeah, it happened in the UK. 66 million people
66.
over 40 years.
Wow.
It's called the Holodomor.
I'm trying to think of like how many people were in that area. I feel like 66 million is just an unbelievable
me too.
That's like, I mean, what, America right now is 300 million people. Like 60 million.
About 350 million people in the United States.
Can you imagine? That's insane.
Right now, I'm thinking to myself, that can't be right. That just can't be right.
Well, we can look this up and find it out.
Yeah.
Holodomor.
The Holodomor. Right. Now, if it ain't 66, it's somewhere in there. But I know as you're looking at the
Why do they want to kill Christians though? Why?
That's just it. See, I found out there's this war going on, believe it or not, going way back to the biblical days, concerning these Semite people and people of Germanic, Celtic, Aryan background. Right. You see, over 5,000 years ago, I found out a legitimate group of people lived in the area we call, what is Iran. They were called Aryans. Right. Okay, now the situation with the Bible requires Jason Breshears' help to find out what went wrong between these two people that grew up together, between these Semites and these other people, because they have unresolved business today. Yeah. And now the situation that they're calling Israel really is a British Freemasonic 1914 or May 1914. No.
Well, there's been animosity in that region for the past couple thousand years. Yeah. Essentially.
That's true, but what I'm about to tell you is pretty much going to blow your mind.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
let's blow everybody's mind.
Right. Yeah. Really. Right. Okay. It's a British Freemasonic May 14th, 1948. Yeah. It's a May 14th, 1948 British Freemasonic foreign secular nation state that calls itself Israel. Wow. But it was really created as a third attempt to build this temple. Okay. Now the first two attempts ended badly. The second one we all know about, Titus taking it down, the Jewish revolt of AD 70 from 66 to 70. And this is the third attempt. I found out that when it comes to kingdoms, we included, along with Italian fascists, the Nazis, as well as the Bolsheviks, kingdoms are only seemingly allowed to go for 80 years, and then they're no more. It happened to us from 1776 to the Civil War. All right, it was 85 years. But I found that out through Kim Iverson. But what I'm saying is that the situation with these people goes back to the Bible, having to do with some time period back then when they split apart and it became a north and a south. It was over Yahweh.
Over Yahweh.
It was over Yahweh because some people didn't want to follow Yahweh because of all the bloodshed involved.
I got you. So my people did just roll in. Do you have a final message to the world, brother?
Oh, yeah. Stay involved with shows like the Stu Peters Show, the Higher Side Chats, and Maria Z. And go to the original ones from 2012. Just look at the titles and whatever jumps out at you, get involved with that and find out where we just came from. Because the situation with the architecture, with these buildings, giants having built them and all that kind of stuff, and the Tesla's technology, Donald Trump's uncle stole all of that. They use it today. All this stuff you want to know about for the simple fact that we still have access to it, but it requires knowledge. Without knowledge, they'll just steamroll all over us. And right now, today, we have access to knowledge. It's just that we're so hooked on, cultural conditioning that we don't want it, and it's right there in front of our face. That's called mind control.
Wow.
And the main problem we have today is behind money, because money mind controls people. That's why our country is right now dealing with Section 224, which is about a merger that really says our country has just been captured.
Wow, our country has just been captured.
Yeah. By the way,
I have people waiting at the door, brother. But
did you hear about Section 224? By the way,
we'll talk about it in the future.